welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we're going to make some ATCs. So I've created this little ATC kit using the carte noire. So these little frames are already cut out, ready to fit onto the ATCs, and there's also a sheet of mini zombies, mini need brains with some wicked words that go with. So I've already created a set of these in one colorway. So this is the ones that I did to start off with as testers to see whether or not they worked or not. But I started off with the idea of doing one different colorway to this one and then completely forgot and ended up doing a different one altogether. So that's what we're going to do today. So the original plan was a different colorway to these. So I'm going to go back to the original plan with the ones I make today. So there you go. So we'll put those to one side, but incredibly fun to make. Absolutely. So this is what you get in your set, in your kit. When you purchase this, you get one sheet of the frames and the other sheet of your zombie characters to put with them. But you don't have to marry them both up if you don't want to. You can use whatever figures and characters you want. You could use the frames for something else. That's standard ATC and it fits, designed to fit exactly, as is. But you could use your own little characters. You could use stickers, anything that you like with these frames. You can team them up. As you can see, they just pop out. There's only one catch on each side. And if you can't see where it is, just hold it up to the light and you'll be able to see exactly where the little catch is. And you just pop it out with your fingers. Really, really simple to do. In fact, what I tend to do, or what I like to do, is to do opposite sides first and then just twist. And they come out dead easy. I'm sure you can find a use for that. So those are the 4 little frames. And then we've got 4 little zombie characters. So 1. So these characters were specifically designed to fit on an ATC. So just pop those out, and you can see how easy they are. There we go. Love them. And then of course you've got 4 wicked words, or spooky words, spooky sayings, wicked words. Again, it's easy just to see where the catch points are, and they literally just pop out. So at the moment, I'm having difficulties with the supplier of this board. I've had an email saying that they can't get any more they're not getting any more in stock, so I've had to find another supplier for it, which is a pain in the backside, but there you go. And the supplier that I have found, of course, is more expensive. All right, so 4 white ATC backs. I've got my 4 frames. We've got 1 character each and 1 word each to go with those ATCs. Excellent stuff. So first thing I'm going to do is just put these to one side and I'm going to create the backs. So originally the ones that I created have got a black with white splatters, like Starry Night kind of background. My original plan was to not colour the zombies in any way, to leave them black. And of course I immediately went and painted the background black, which means that if you paint the background black, the zombies aren't going to show up at all. So I know. So that plan immediately went out of the window, which is why I ended up doing them in a different colourway altogether. So my original plan was to cover the background in purple. So now you can obviously use paint, or you can use ink to do yours, because obviously it all depends on what medium and what cardstock you use for your ATCs. I'm using very thick cardstock. This is same thickness as the mount board that I'm using. I can't find my I'm having an attack of the where's me's. Oh, there they are. So the Carte Noir mount board. Mount board's got a different colour course, not the same thing. There we go. So what I'll do is I'll go off and do all the others, and then I'll be right back when I've finished all 4. Alrighty then, so now that we've got our backs all covered in that putrid purple, I'm going to add some splatters. So just grab some white gesso and some water. And I'm just looking for my water bottle. There we go. And my little brush, which, there we go. Let's create some nice fluid paint. And then we'll just tap over the top, add some little stars in that background. Just kind of breaks it up. That's it. Yes. Love it. Okay, so we need to get those dried, this cleared up, and then I'll be right back. Looks like milk, but I'm not going to drink it. So the white splatters have now dried on those backgrounds, which is perfect. Just breaks it up a little bit, just so it's not a solid colour. So now we're just going to pop these to one side for now, and then we're going to have a play with the actual frames themselves. Now, originally on the ones that I did orange frames. I think that's what threw me, the fact that there's pumpkins in there, but that doesn't make any difference. Halloween colours are Halloween colours. So instead for this one, we're going, like I said, we're going to mix up the colours a little bit. I'm going to do the frames in the slime green, which is actually sour apple. If you're wondering what the purple colour was from the Americana, it's orchid. There we go. We're using all Americana paint at the moment. The orange is bright orange. There you go. And there is a lamp ebony black. Those are my Halloween colours. Right, so for this one, instead of using a sponge, I'm going to use an ink blending foam, one of the domed ones, because I'll just work that in. And again, it really is up to you which side you want to use, whether you want to the white side or the green, the black side. It really doesn't matter. Sometimes, depending on, I was going to say, the make and model of your paint, you may have to do 2 coats, not so much on the white side. And I'll show you what I mean. but just gently dab in. And the reason I use the dome on this one is because a flat sponge has more of a surface area. This one's got a dome on, so you're actually only catching it on the tip. So you've got a little bit more control, I think, anyway. I may be, you know, whistling Dixie, as the saying goes, but what I'll do, like on the ooze one, I'll turn it over so you can see the difference. Which, you know, once you've got a couple of coats on, there isn't really that much difference. And again, if you don't want to use paint, there's nothing stopping you from using your distress inks and using the white side. It's entirely your choice. There we go. There is a slight difference in colour, but that's fine. But like I said, once you've got the second coat on, you'll never notice the difference. Right, so I'll go off and finish doing the other two in exactly the same way, and I'll be back. Uno momento. Let's just replenish that green paint first. Okay, so we're back. So there are all of the 4 frames all painted using that green paint. So what I did was, just to show you, I did actually do both sides, so you can see that there actually isn't that much in it. Only when I think maybe you put it next to the others. But like I said, you can do both sides, paint both sides. That's still black, that one isn't. Entirely up to you. Right, so next stage then. We'll put those to one side with the backs, and then we'll bring in those spooky sayings. So neighbours' work or construction on their new garden room continues. It's obviously the workmen have just arrived. It's early in the morning. Again, all right. I'm going to use a fresh dauber. No, not that one. I must have a free one somewhere. There we go. Right, fresh sponge dauber, and this is the bright orange. Now I'm going to have to go over the black side on this one, because obviously if I did that side, the words would be the wrong way around. But I suppose what we could do, now here's a little experiment, is let's go over them with white gesso first. Perhaps, right, let's add another little step in. Let's just remove that one. I'll let that one dry first, but let's go over Let's go over this with white gesso first and then see if we can get that to pop a little bit more. Now, a couple of coats and that probably would do it, but if you put a base coat of white in first, you probably won't have to do as many coats of the colour. All right, so now that we've covered those in the white, let's go back and do it in the orange. So I think probably it probably would stand out more and give more vibrant colour if you did go over with white gesso first. Because that looks a lot better now. All right, so now we've got the words all painted. Let me just catch that corner there. There we go. So now we've got all those done. Let me have a quick tidy up and clean up, get these dry, and then I'll be right back. So while those words are drying, let's come back in and start sticking down these frames. Which way around do we like them? Don't suppose it really matters, as long as we get them straight. And that's why we like this Tombow Mono Aqua glue, because it does allow us a little bit of wiggle room. Okay, just around the outside. There we go. You can always just add a little bit of a weight on those if you want. So on this one, it really doesn't matter which side we do. I suppose it just depends on which side you want your spider webs. Okay. And then finally, okie doke, so the last one. Yeah, so the glue that I was using there was the Tombow Mono Aqua liquid glue, which is the clear one. There is a white one, which is a PVA. It does also dry clear, but excuse the noise from outside, but you don't get as much wiggle room, I don't think, with that one. All right, so we're getting there. We're getting there. Let's bring in our characters. So there. I think I like that one there and him there. Ah, yes, much better with the black. So again, with these, it's just a question then of just sticking them straight down at wherever they touch. So using that glue, I will put obviously some on the back here, some on the fingers, and some on the feet, and wherever it touches on the legs. There we go. I like the fact that they're almost kind of like bursting out of the frame. Like that one. And again, same with this one, so it's head, leg and arm. I've probably done the wrong one. But let's do both because it won't do any harm at all. Oh yeah. Again, if you want to, you can just introduce a little bit of a weight just to hold them down. But you probably won't need to. Right, so on you, it's probably going to be best to do the fingers. I think what we'll do on that one is just using a bit of that waste. I'm just going to tear a small piece and just glue that to his back, just as a little bit of a support piece. And let's turn that around. There we go. And then the last one, I might just do a small piece again. Yeah, that's going to work. That's going to do it. Flip him over. just like so. He didn't want to stay down, does he? It's a zombie. Why would he? Love it. Okay, so let's just decide what's going to go on where. So I think boo definitely goes on there. I think eek on there. Spooky, cause yeah, I think I like that. Did I do the same last time? I think I did. Oh, a bit of a different, no, we did exactly the same words in the right places. So that's fine. I'm happy with that. It just means that the words probably work on different levels. So boo. Mr. Wicked. I think what we'll do, just put it on his legs. Because that's the only way it's going to catch anyway. And then just on those O's. This glue might be running out. Spooky boy. Spooky zombie. And then on the E. Eek. Fabulous. Love it. Let's leave those to dry for a minute. So just to finish off my ATCs, I'm just going to add my little ATC card back onto each one. I've already completed it and filled it in, and I've called these They're Coming to Get You 2, because that was the original set. They're coming to get you, and they're coming to get you 2. The second set. So all I'm going to do is just maneuver that and try and get them in the middle of each one. There we go. And then what I can do afterwards, once these have all got their little ATC backs, I can go around, just trim off any excess, and then come in with a little bit of distress ink, just to add a little bit of age and grunge. So let me just go away and put the backs on each one of these, and then I'll meet with you again in a minute or two. All right, so they've had a few seconds to grab. So just where there is a little bit of overlap, I'm just going to very gently, it's a new blade in my scalpel. So those two are on there. That's at the bottom, maybe just a little bit off there. And on this one, excellent. Right, so let's put that away. And then we've got distressing, so we'll just turn that over. And just grunge up the edges. And then if you want to, you could just come in on the front. Adding a little bit of dirt and grunge just to edge them up a little bit. So I'll finish going around this lot. And I'll join with you again in a second. Love it to bits. So there we go. Those are they're coming to get you 2 ATCs for my Spooktember videos for 2025. I hope you've enjoyed watching me put these ATCs together and you'll like the ATC kit that I've done for you. Like I said, it is available on the website if you want to go pop across and purchase one to do your own. So I'd love to see what you think, or what colour schemes you come up with that are different to mine. I mean, you might want to go in there and do them with embossing powders and get them all sparkly and shiny. You might want to add in glossy accents and that kind of stuff. Like I said, so this was the original colour scheme, and that's the new colour scheme. So let me know in the comments below which one you prefer, and if you prefer one set over the other. If most of you like, let's say for example, the orange set over the green set, then I'll sacrifice the other ones to the old gods, not the new. So that's all from me for today. I will see you all again very, very soon. Bye for now.